Hello everyone, we're checking out Pogo Girlfriend. This is a game I have not played before. We're going to give it a playtest, see if we can give some useful feedback. I don't know what's going to happen here for feedback. From what I understand, this is something of a trend, these kinds of games. I haven't played any of these Pogo games or whatever we're going to call them. But we're going to give it a shot, see what happens. Everyone has said it's on the difficult side from what I could tell, but got the controls here, left right click on keyboard, or AD to spin. I also looked at the game page and it did mention, I think it was controller shift to like spin faster or whatever. And I guess that's it. So this is my first time ever playing this. I'm just going to jump into it. All right, wow, okay. We've got a, a menu of some sort here, Pogo Girlfriend, create, join. Presumably this is for the multiplayer, which I'm not going to be doing. Oh, it says right here for some reason, shift rate for accuracy, control for speed. Toilet is this way apparently. Exits down here. I don't know what this text is that's kind of behind the exit button. But I guess we click on Pogo maybe, and we got whatever this number is. I think that's like a timer for like how long I've been playing or whatever. All right, so I touch this and I start falling. These past couple of years have been so wonderful. I guess this is the girlfriend. Yeah, it's been great. I think I'm gonna die or something if I fall. We have been through so much and I wouldn't have wanted to do it without you. Yeah, it's been great. There's something I've been wanting to ask you and now seems like a good time. Hold on 2 ticks. I'll be right back. I just need to take a leak. Alright, we're speed running. Oh, okay, the clicking does this. Alright, so it does spin pretty fast, and then we've got... Oh, it's hard for me to reach the control on a whim like that. I guess maybe... I wonder if right control works. Because this is kind of fast-paced for the fingers here. I'm not noticing... It's hard to tell because I keep dying. Okay, I guess control is slightly faster, but it's not like really obviously faster. I kind of expected it to be a little more obvious, I guess, but... Alright, I don't know what this Jeffrey Wooden Pogo says over here. Or maybe, I think I know something about there being different skins or something. It looks like we've got some RIPs. Or where we've died here. Is there a way to like... Interesting, so I can just pause the game. This is probably exploitable. I can actually cancel my momentum, it looks like, at any point in time, so... Yeah, if I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna die, and I like slap the escape key, I can just stop in place, and then I guess I have to click down here to keep going. So I can't hit escape to like unpause apparently, but I guess I can just click exit. I was curious about if there was like a way to restart, which would have been appreciated, I think, but I guess we're gonna do it the dumb way here and just relaunch the game. Oh my gosh, this is loud. Okay. Let's make sure that's in the capture and let's just try again here. So I think we're gonna, oh, I don't know what that sound is. It's extraordinarily loud. That is coming from the game. But I guess we have to go through this again. It's not gonna take very long, but oh my gosh, that was weird. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's a little finicky about the extremes here. I guess I shouldn't be so ambitious with the angle there. Water splashing noises. Did you wash your hands? Where's my girlfriend? Who's that? Oh, she's gone. Don't worry, I'll save her. She needs saving. No time to lose. What? Oh, there's... Okay, so I'm noticing... I don't know how much of a theme this is going to be going forward, but obviously there's some visuals here, visual assets, and apparently some of them have collision, but not all of them. So, like, I don't know what things do and don't have collision that I can run into and die on. So it'd be good to know, I think. Yeah, apparently these tables do. So that's like they look the same as the background elements. I think that's relatively obvious. So I guess we've got a spaceship all of a sudden. Sometime later. I tried chasing for a while, but it's too fast. The rocket traveled up, so I guess I should do the same. Oh my gosh. Alright. It's like the Bennett Foddy thing all over again, I guess. Some kind of weird guy over there. Do I talk to you or something? Fancy an upgrade. Alright. I don't have any coins, I suppose. This is really zoomed in. It kind of takes you out of the perspective of where you were, I guess, but it's kind of interesting. I like these assets. I don't know, is that a tent or what is that? It's a little hard to see some things. The camera does like move up and down quite a lot. Probably more than it needs to. I mean, when you get into camera design stuff, you usually want to have the camera move. Like the camera needs to move to see what you need to see, but you also generally kind of want to aim to have it move as little as possible. Sort of a balance between those two things. So that's why you get like a lot of these games have these big dead zones in the middle or whatever, where you can kind of move around in there without the camera actually reacting and stuff like that. Sometimes they just do like vertical dead zones and stuff like that, which would probably be worth experimenting with in this case. I think maybe a vertical one. So like even if you're pogoing around, the camera isn't just like constantly going up and down. Until you of course exceed a certain point, and then maybe it would start doing that, because it's hard for me to actually it's hard for me to even like look at these things, because of the fact that not only is the game just kind of out of control all the time, where I'm always moving and I can't stop, but also just how kind of the camera is constantly moving at the same time. So I'm kind of cheating here in a sense by hitting the escape key so I can like look at what's over here. So apparently we have like a block with an arrow right here. I do think that's supposed to be a tent. I did pick up a coin at some point. I don't know when that happened. I haven't been using these. Again, it's a little hard to do that. I'm still using the mouse. I don't think I can... Yeah, so the way that this has been made, it kind of requires you to use the mouse for the menu controls, unfortunately, even if you want to use like full keyboard controls. That's a bit of a downside here. Also, like, it would be nice, I think, if we had, because we can use the mouse for rotation, maybe you could use like other mouse buttons for these modifiers. So I think everyone has a middle mouse button. I'm not sure that would be good to use necessarily, but a lot of people have the mouse 4, mouse 5, you know, maybe that would be worth mapping to these things. Or you could have, I guess I could put my left hand on like shift and control and try to use the mouse buttons or something like that. I don't know. It does feel a little awkward to you in this kind of game to use like the control key, because it's just kind of so fast paced and such. Like within FPS you use control sometimes, but it's a really different kind of control scheme you're working with in that case. Yeah, anyways, I guess we just click on this. I don't know. Going this way. Okay, that I like remembered too late that this actually has collision on it. So again, I kind of wish some of this was a little more obvious, but okay. So yeah, this is an awkward thing to get over. Oh man, okay. There we go, maybe. Yeah, it's very awkward, just the shape of it and what that requires. It's actually surprisingly convoluted what it takes just to get over this. Interesting. I appear to have done it. We got another thing here. We got... Yeah, it's interesting because it, like, if you're going towards something that you need to kind of stop yourself, you can tend to lose control by the fact that you can't just like slow down or stop. You just bounce off of something in the opposite direction. So definitely seems like the kind of thing where you need to sort of, I don't know if it's plan. I don't know if plan is the right word, but you have to like make decisions a couple moves ahead in order to successfully navigate something. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going in this trajectory and I need to make a certain adjustment so I can make the next jump. It's usually like I need to make the adjustment a couple moves back in order to do that. So definitely makes things complicated. Now, where the heck am I respawning? Is this okay? There's a fire here, but I assume that's just like part of this little campsite or something. That's not like a spawning point because there's just nothing here. And I'm respawning at this point for some reason. I don't know why. All right, this is a reasonable. I don't know why I died here. So I think there might be a little bit of silliness with the collision here. So I'm not sure exactly which thing I collided with, but I do notice that there's like a little bit of an indentation in the ground here. So I think if this was completely flat and the angle that I landed at, that I wouldn't have died. So for the sake of like having polished level design, I wonder if something like this, and it's also possible, I suppose, that I collided with this, although I got the feeling maybe I was supposed to hit this. I don't know, maybe I can't hit it with my body. But something was collided with here that if this was completely flat, I assume I wouldn't have. So if you're just going to have these little tiny whatever variations, I wonder if that's something that you wouldn't want because of those extra little bits of unpredictability that are just going to lead to you dying when you didn't expect it. Maybe. I don't know if that made sense the way I said it, but there's an idea there. So, yeah, and I'd prefer not to use the mouse at all if I could get away with it. Somehow I'm supposed to land on this button, right? Okay, I did it. Now I'm going to bounce this way, I think. Oh, no. Okay, it did kind of sort of reset me, but it's like I had a very short amount of time to respond to this. So I appreciate that it didn't just like bounce me back this way, but it would have felt kinder to give the player a moment or two more to actually make their next move here. And I'm still responding back here. What is all this? All these things have collision apparently. Oh, okay. So now I'm talking to whatever this is. So if only I used shift and control to have greater control of where I hopped, I wouldn't have been buried alive. Rest well. Okay. Well, I haven't really felt the need to use that yet. It's almost like it's too fast paced to actually make use of those things, I feel like. And like I said before, the way it seems to kind of require you to be a couple moves ahead, and almost makes me wonder if there's much chance to actually use that. I guess in this case, if you're going to be bouncing back and forth like that, it does seem like you might want to use these kind of things. I have no idea what I just witnessed. Is this like a boss or something? Did you just do something? Meow, press space to kill yourself. So that does indeed work. What was that? I don't know what that cutscene was. Oh, it is very touchy. So the shift is the finer control. I guess I should try to use that, especially out here because I have quite a bit of time to make adjustments at the moment. Oh, all right. Yeah. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, I mean, there's these moments where it's just these. I guess it's just the nature of the game, like as intended, but it's just these like tiny differences in like pixels that lead to you dying versus proceeding onward, which is very hard to kind of make judgments about as the player, you know. All right, shift for precision. How do I? Okay, I have to get off this thing. Oh no. Yeah, that's very difficult. Okay. All right. Held shift too long and turned too slowly. Well, I meant to make a small adjustment. Oop. Bounced sooner than expected. Oh, come on. Please. Alright. Speedrun. Wow, that was really dangerous, but still alive here somehow. Yeah, I don't know. It's like... It's like a weird combination of being too fast and too slow, depending on the context, even with like being able to control this. Maybe if I played this with a slightly fresher brain after sleeping or something, because it's like late at night here now, maybe it would be a little bit easier for me to manage, because it's like you have to have a certain amount of like rapid decision making based on the sort of physicality of this and the buttons involved and stuff that I'm probably not as capable of at the moment compared to other times. Oh, that wasn't helpful. Okay, this is awkward. I just have to go this way. Yeah, this is like... You can imagine like a control scheme that would be a lot easier. Which would probably... I mean, it might be more fun, but it's like... I feel like the game is... it's like meant to be painful first and then maybe a little fun second or something like that, but you know, you can imagine like like mouse controls or something that would allow you to rotate more continuously and have finer, I guess simultaneously finer controls, like finer tuning for the rotation while also being very quick. You know, the mouse has so much range to it that you can get that kind of thing. So I don't know, I think that would be more fun, honestly, but it would obviously be easier. And along with that, I mean, I generally believe like, okay, it's like maybe not the intention of this particular game, but just in a general sense. Well, okay. I tend to believe that it's better to make, if you can identify something that's like fun, like a change to the game that makes it more fun in a certain way, but it like ends up making the game easier, and then it's like, oh, well, I don't want the game to be that easy. I generally feel that it's worth making the game easier in order to be more fun, and then what you can do is you can just like adjust other parts of the game to be more difficult, you know, the level design, whatever it might be. And that's usually, in my opinion, a better way to get further in your game design. And I do notice a lot of people are really worried about making changes, like even if it's just really early in the game's development, they're really worried about making changes that end up making the game easier. And it's like, well, it doesn't really need to be hard at this point. If you're not in a late stage of development, you can just wow. if you're not in a late stage of development, you can change all sorts of things, and you don't have to worry about it being something that's going to make, you know, make people think your game is cool because it's hard and that kind of thing. It's like just experiment with whatever you want and try not to be too rigid about it, because particularly when it's earlier on, you definitely don't want to be rigid. You want to have that plasticity to your design and your choices, and experiment to learn things that you might not have otherwise about your own game. It's hard to play this and talk. And it's also hard to find many more things to talk about when you're playing the same area over and over again. What did I expect? So I haven't really used the control, like I said. I don't like the button layout, trying to do that all on my left hand, so I don't know if I can... why does it work like this? I guess it's a matter, maybe it's a matter of preference, like which mouse button you want to do which thing. But we don't have control options, so... Well, there you go. Yeah, so this is quite a situation. I'm pretty sure... Oh, did you not even map the right control? I see. Alright, so I mean, the situation we're in here is the controls have just kind of been made in such a way that I don't personally find very comfortable, and there's no way to change them. It's like, I thought maybe I could do like have my right hand on for the control and shift or something, and my left hand doing... Well, I guess okay, I can try the arrow keys. That's the solution. I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously other ways you can map this. There's different buttons you can use and such. Here I am trying to use WASD and like reach for the shift and control with my pinky. It's for this particular game. It feels awkward to do that with like the real timing and precision that you need to. So maybe I try and do the arrow keys, try to rewire my brain. And of course the other thing is that it's terribly annoying because I have to reach for the mouse every time I have to interact with the game in another way, which is every time I die, I have to reach for the mouse in order to respawn. Oh, spacebar, spacebar. Spacebar has been mapped to respawn. Okay, that's very helpful. Alright, I have to get used to using the other hand. I don't like having to reach for the spacebar either, to be honest with you. This is like a very unergonomic layout for the controls. Oh, that was awkward. Alright, spacebar is quite a reach. Well, oh gosh, I really like it's very intuitive to just hit enter. Like that would be the obvious thing to do here. If I have my right hand on the arrow keys in particular, it's like, okay, enter is to proceed, but like I have to reach all the way for the space bar, even with my left hand, because of the way that it's comfortable to press shift and control. Like I want my left hand over too far to actually reach the space bar without having to like do a big movement. So yeah, there's no winning at the moment with the controls. It's almost as if they were made to make sure you weren't enjoying the game any more than you should. That thing is annoying. And it's like you literally can't make the next jump from the current position, so the only way to do anything is to like go back and then try again, kind of thing. I feel like I'm doing slightly worse since I tried to to start using the right side here with the arrow keys instead of the WASD for whatever reason. I have to remember like which button the controller, the shift is which, because I'm not using them most of the time. So that's a little awkward, but bleh. All right. I feel like going back to WC. Oh, come on. So honestly, I think you should consider, assuming you don't, like you actually are interested in the game being enjoyable, I think you should consider possibly having only one modifier key, because I think 2 is actually too many. Like you want to have that key that you just like reach for and you slap when you need to in those tight situations, but once you have 2, it's like a giant, I mean, it's literally double. It sounds ridiculous to say, but it's actually true. Just in a way that's difficult to explain. It does it kind of taxes your brain a lot more for the amount of time you have to think about things here, which is very, very little. Having to think about like which finger you're going to use to press which button to get which result ends up being a lot more complicated to there just being one button somewhere that your finger's just resting on, and you just like all you have to do in your brain is just say, okay, press the button, and so much simpler. So I think you could turn this in a way where you could just have 2 speeds. I think that would work well, and you could have a fast speed and a slow speed. And if you just design around that, you should be pretty good. Alright, yeah, and the other thing, it's so hard to get used to using the faster rotation, for instance, because I'm just never using it for like 99% of the time or more. And it's just like this slight moment where it's like all of a sudden, okay, it's time to use the button, and it's like I'm not used to the speed of it at all or anything, and like how to control it exactly. So it's like I have this extraordinarily short window of time to actually use this thing correctly that I have no experience of using, so it's just like very unlikely to actually work out. So yeah, I mean that's kind of why I'm getting into this idea, like maybe just at least only have one modifier or something. I don't know, but well, shoot. Yeah, so very, very little time to react in order to make that kind of adjustment once you start talking about using the modifiers and such. Honestly, I think it'd probably be nicer if maybe you just like don't have a faster thing. Like, I mean, I talked about having 2 speeds, but maybe instead of it being like fast and slow, maybe it would just be normal and slow. If that makes any sense to you, like just the concept of it, because I feel like the idea of having moments where you have to move kind of extra fast is probably not going to work out as well. Whereas if you just have your normal speed that you're used to in like a slower position one, maybe then that would work a little nicer. Just in general, if you have like your base, let's call it your base rotation speed, and you just kind of design all the levels so that you can beat them with that alone, that sounds to me like a better goal. Now, I did beat this before without actually using the rotation modifier, but it does seem like this is kind of designed with that in mind, which is quite hard. There's a lot of situations where the adjustments that you have to make here end up being very rapid, and it makes sense that the modifiers would be explained right before you encounter that part. Hearing a noise in the background is just my furnace running. But yeah, this is probably the kind of thing where it's like after a certain amount of time, you probably just start doing worse and worse instead of getting better. Oh, I did remember. Okay, so I do have the 4 coins here, so I didn't actually try this, whatever the heck this is. What do I do here? I click on 4. I guess this changed, so I presume that I bought the thing. It's not much in terms of feedback, and I don't know what that did. I actually have no idea what kind of upgrade that was supposed to be. Yeah, I have no idea. I can't. It's annoying to not be able to hit escape again to keep going. Oh, that's right. I can cheat. I might use that or something just to see if I can get like a different spawn point. Which seems more natural for me for whatever reason. Use WSD. I wonder how you're doing the colliders. Okay. There's a few times it's like it looks like I should have died and I didn't, but then there's other times it's like I wonder, did I even actually touch that, or is the collider actually slightly bigger than the sprite, which is kind of evil to think about. One thing I've been noticing, I didn't mention it yet, but like all these tombstones that are spawning here, like all mixed in with these things that actually have collision that can kill you, which is rather sketchy. So you can't really differentiate. This is, I don't even know what's going on right here, but yeah, not really any differentiation between things that do and don't have collision to speak of here. I keep doing this thing with this tree, which is designed in just the perfect way to be as evil as possible. Yeah, the definitely, oh right, okay. It definitely seems like I can like run into this, and I don't know if it's the tree that has collision that extends beyond, or if it's my character has collision outside of his body or something, but there's definitely those moments where it's like, I don't know. Welp. Oh, metal pogo. What's that? Is that just cosmetic? What does that mean? is that a thing? Gosh darn it, why does this always happen? Should have used the shift key, I guess. Yeah, I really kind of, for whatever reason, I hate using these modifier keys, or trying to. It feels like I should be able to do it with the normal controls, but sometimes I just can't, so... probably if the control layout was just more comfortable, I would be more inclined to be like, okay, just press the button here. I think I think I've been dying on that button. It's like, why even put collision on the button that you can die on? But I don't know. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, so I have no confidence in the idea of using the control key here to spin faster. It would really be nice if I could just use both hands effectively, and at the very least anyways. I did go back to using WSD for whatever reason. Right, there's things there. Why does this happen? I mean, with that much consistency, it's like I don't know. I feel like the maybe the rotation has like a certain number of like a limited number of angles or something, and I keep going straight up with it for some reason. Well, also, honestly, this is a little herky-jerky looking. It would help, I think, to have an exclusive full screen mode probably, so that you could get some more frame stability here. It's very jerky looking on my screen. I'm not sure how it looks in the capture because sometimes it can differ a bit because of reasons. That's so evil. I keep going straight up. I don't know why it's so easy to end up going straight up like that. Well, it's like I'm trying to... I know I'm like going forward too much or something, and it's like I need to sort of slow down in a certain sense, but if I go back to the left too far, I'm just going to bounce backwards. So it's like I'm trying to make this fine adjustment, and I end up just going straight up. Something to that effect. So, and yeah, like why wouldn't there be other spawn points? I remember the developer talking about like adding some way to manually place spawn points, but I haven't seen any indication anywhere that that's a thing. So I'm not sure if that is indeed a thing or not. But I've been assuming that at some point, if I continue on, I would just reach another spawn point. But it is, if that is the case, it's clearly not particularly generous with those spawn points. Ay. And yeah, I mean, it's just the nature of it. I'm sort of almost repeating what I said before, but slight variation on it perhaps. The moment when you need to rotate faster, you don't, a lot of the time you don't know that you need it until it's like literally like a fraction of a second after you just bounced off a surface, and it's like, oh, within this, eighth of a second period of time, I need to recognize the fact that my trajectory is dangerous and I don't have enough time to rotate that much to, save myself or whatever. And then I have to think about, okay, where's the button? Which finger do I press the button with? And, hold it down and press the arrow in the right direction. And then you have to do that not only within that period of time, but you have to do it early enough within the period of time to actually execute the turn all the way. There's just here we go again. You just don't have time to react here because you don't really know. I mean, there's with that sort of wall jump section, if you want to call it that, you can kind of say like, okay, I'm gonna need that here because of the nature of the section, but in actuality, you don't really know if you'll need it or not until you've actually started making the bounces, because in some cases you don't need it, in some cases you'll probably screw yourself up if you try and use it. Possibly I can try and just like get used to using it more frequently. I don't know if it's just gonna mess me up more or something, but maybe. I'm trying to make fine adjustments while holding control here. Alright. Alright, get up on there. No. Alright, so yeah, the game is hard, and that was... I mean, this is what I expected, so... There's definitely something screwy with the collision right there. I'm pretty sure this tree is like the hardest thing in the game. It's just like right in front of the spawn. I mean, it would be worse if it was at the end, if it is actually the hardest thing, but it's just something silly about getting owned by this tree every single time you respawn. Wow, okay. Oh. Am I supposed to go down? Oh, I am supposed to go down here, aren't I? I remember seeing stuff down here, but it's hard to be that precise. Here we go. There's someone here. You can always come back to reset the flag state if you don't like where you place it. Okay, that appears to suggest that we're placing... Well, this is a flag. It doesn't explain what a flag is, but like I said before, I had this idea. I mean, it's not something I came up with, but idea in the sense that I noticed the developer was discussing having checkpoints that you could place manually. So that's kind of what I thought when I read this, but it doesn't, like, if somebody didn't know that like I do, then I'm not sure if they would get what that means. Do I hit spacebar? Talking about, wow, I rotated the wrong way. We're gonna respawn again. I don't know what is he talking about with the flag? What is there another button? Hit buttons on the keyboard. What is he talking about? The flag. I don't. Well, I mean, I got a coin by getting in there. I still don't have a spawn point, so what is the deal? Why is he talking about flags? He gave me absolutely no information that I can actually use. Talking about something I've never heard of before. There's no button I can find that... I haven't used up and down, I guess. Well, I went slightly over-rotated and died. Oh boy, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways you can just give the player more control over this. And it does seem like it would be more fun that way. But it's just can't help but think that it's not in the nature of the game to improve it in those ways. Ah. Gosh. All right. Shoot. This is messing with my head at this point. Staring at this for too long. So, I might have to wrap this up for the sake of everybody's sanity. I kind of wanted to like at least get to a different checkpoint, but it's like, oh, there's a button right here. I didn't even see this before. I just saw the coin because it's like big and flashing. But there's like a little this thing's hiding there. So I guess I should have hit that, and then I don't know, would that have opened this up? Maybe that would have made sense. Oh boy. All right. Over. Nope. That was not it. Try using the shift key more, see what that does. Oh, there's a flag. There's the. Oh, pff, come on. This is just really stupid geometry, honestly. Like, of course you're gonna land in here and blow up on something. I mean, how are you supposed to? Considering the way that the arcs and the pogos work, how are you supposed to land here without dying? Yeah, there's a flag, so he was talking about a flag. So maybe I touch this and it gives me the power of being able to place respawn points or something to that effect. I would like to find that out. Well, it is hard to get used to the different rotation speeds. Because sometimes it's like if you're holding one of the buttons, you kind of expect it to rotate faster because you're just used to it, and then it doesn't, and yeah, it's hard to wrap your head around that. Oh, I thought I might land on the thing. I don't know why. Gosh darn it. Oh, come on. I don't know if I should go for the button or for the freaking flag thing here. What's the chances I'm gonna actually... Oh, that thing has collision too. Oh my gosh, this thing, you put this in the ceiling right at the spot so you can't bounce under it without hitting it. It's just evil. Come on. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to bounce like that. I guess we just do it again. Yeah, that collision is screwy. I mean, you kind of see it's like the pixels aren't quite touching, you know? It's like, sounds like I'm complaining way too much, but it's like, you know. Okay. How is this even possible? Alright. I thought I had the perfect angle. Oh boy. Well, that was silly. Heck. Ah, oh, this tree, I swear. Huzzah. Gosh darn it. What if you just go through the whole game like this? I bet that could be a strategy. I don't know. I mean, obviously you'd have to make adjustments at some point, but it's like, it does seem like you could avoid a lot of things. Press, okay, there you go. Press 1 to place, and then respawn. Okay, so I saw some text for a moment. It said checkpoint something. I was like, I didn't really get very good feedback. Okay, but I I pressed the 1 and I still spawned back here. I'm not sure. Wait. Oh, I know what's happening. So, wait, does that make sense? All right, so I remember because I actually suggested this to the developer. So the suggestion was that after you press the button, the next time you land, it places the respawn. So it's not right when you press the button. So that makes sense. Of course, it was never explained in game here, so I understand that because, like I said, it was literally my suggestion. But I guess. Okay, so I think the guy said you had to go back to the flag to, like, I guess to pick it up again. Is that what's going on here? But this isn't. Like, how does that work? I'm like touching the flag. I can't. What does that mean? It's not like I can't go back and talk to the guy again because the text won't show up anymore. Is it something about you can go back to the flag to place it again? Wait. Okay. Maybe the idea is, oh, okay. It's awkward. Okay. Awkward. Maybe the idea is that you can place this and then for whatever reason you can just respawn properly, or you can go back to here, but you can't change where this goes after you placed it. So obviously I put it in the worst possible place. I also noticed, like, for everything else, like even if you pause, just like lets you hang in the air for a moment until you start doing things. But if I go back to here, it's like I start bouncing before I like the camera even catches up to where I am. So it seems a little bit inconsistent there. I can imagine a scenario where you actually manage to put a flag underneath, like, collision of some sort, so like you could respawn there and just die instantly, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to know if I am right about the way that the flag works, that I can literally never place that anywhere else again, because that's the way it seems. So this is not very helpful after all the work that I did. And on that note, I mean, if that is true, even if I knew that beforehand and didn't do something as stupid as put it right here, it does seem like there's a pretty significant possibility for still putting it in like a really stupid place, you know? Like even if you thought you were doing it good and then just for whatever reason, just because of how hard the game is to control, like maybe you just ended up you just kind of missed where you wanted to put it or something, and you put it in a place that ends up being really bad, and then you end up wasting the flag, and the flag apparently is extraordinarily important for being able to survive playing this game. This is the worst possible way you could have made that tree. Okay. So, I don't know, I guess we just go this way. I can't talk to that guy again to try and make sense of what he was saying. Wait, what? Or is it? Can I go back here to get the flag? Oh, okay. So maybe that's what he was talking about. I can come back here. Now I have the flag back. I guess that was the idea. That's really strange to try to make the player navigate through this to get the flag back like that. I guess you don't want it to be too powerful, but it seems like a strange thing is like if you for whatever reason need to adjust it or just decide you want to try to adjust it or something, you'd have to try to go all the way back there. Bleh. And it's also not. It's not like on the way. It's placed the place where you get the flag is put in such a way that I guess you have to detour to get to it, so you can't like. I don't know. There's something. There was something there, but I'm too distracted by the game here to complete the thought there. But yeah, I guess it's like maybe I can make more use of the flag, but the fact that I have to go detour to get it back means that I don't want to, because I can't just stay on the normal pathway to progress and get the flag back again. So I don't want to, like, for instance, use it earlier, even though it could help. Wow, that was not the right angle. Well, that wasn't it either. Gosh darn it. So here we go again, I guess. Nope, that's not what. Okay, so slope too steep for check. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently, there's a check for how steep the slope is for placing the checkpoint. So, something I noticed: if you hit the button to place the checkpoint, and then your jump doesn't go where you wanted it to, like it's really intuitive to be like, oh crap, I need to cancel that. I don't want it to place when I hit the ground because I'm about to fall in this hole. It's going to be completely wrong, and then I'm going to have to go through hell to get the flag back or whatever, something to that effect. And it doesn't seem like you can actually cancel that. I actually got, it might not have mattered that much in that case, but it seemed like I got kind of lucky because it ended up not placing the flag. The other thing is just the fact that apparently there's some kind of issue with steepness. It seems like that could screw over the player too, because like if the player knew that they wanted to put the flag there and they got to a point where they just spend an hour trying to get to, and then they hit the button, they land, and the game's like, nope, you can't put it here, and then they die like immediately afterwards. That's going to be extraordinarily frustrating. So I'm not sure what the nature of that was. I guess it's so you can't put it on vertical walls or something because you always spawn and go straight down. I don't know, something weird to that effect. But I'm not sure if that's even necessary though. I mean, you could always push the player out by a couple pixels or something so they're not inside the wall. I don't know. Any case, yeah, that sounds like it would just be extraordinarily frustrating. Given the nature of how the game works, just to have the flag just not work after you spent so much time getting to the point where you wanted to place it. This tree is the final boss of the game here. Even though it's the first thing you ever encounter. Ah! Oh, darn it. Man, I'm too tired for this. I thought about like maybe I shouldn't play it right now because it's too late. I probably should have listened to myself. Also probably, man, that's so evil. Like all the angles are just in such a way that it's like, oh, you're most likely not going to get past this part because the way that you bounce off these things is going to funnel you into the hole or something. So yeah, I mean, I do notice a lot of little bits where it's like little bits of level design that are kind of evil, and it's sort of like, I want to say, oh, you could just polish out all these little rough edges to make the experience smoother for the player, but again, I still have this idea like, oh, maybe it's just meant to be that way, you know? Like it's just supposed to be evil. Like even like this thing right here where it's, or this part right here where it's like, it's low enough that you're likely to just bounce and smash into it. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't even know how else you would design this so you could bounce up here and all that. But you know, there's things like that that I'm sure it's at least possible to polish out some of these so it's less evil. But it doesn't seem to be that kind of game, which is weird to say. But what else am I supposed to say while I do this over and over and over again? Hundreds of times. By the way, shouldn't there be like a... Oh, there is... Okay, I didn't even notice the numbers in the bottom. Right. I'm pretty sure I've died 279 times at this point. But yeah, probably a better idea to play this game when you're well rested and not while you are recording and talking over it, so you can actually focus a bit more. Probably have a little bit better time with it, for goodness sake. Why? I swear it's just designed to make you go down there. That was strange. For goodness sake. There's no acceptable angle to approach this tree. Oh my gosh. I wonder if there's a way to like mathematically determine which shapes are going to be horrific to navigate over with these controls. It's really hard on me. The jerkiness of the scrolling here. It's not so nice to look at. That is a hell of a jump. What is... I managed to do it. Let's see if I can... What? At that angle? Does it save the angle? Oh, I think because I clicked with the mouse, so that's another thing. You have the mouse controls and the rotation, but it's also controlling stuff in here. So it's like I click on this and it's like I've already rotated because I was holding the mouse button. I haven't even seen up here before. All right. What the heck? Let's go to the right, I guess. What is this? Wait, what? Oh, it's waiting for me to do input here. I was like, why is that number going up? I'm pretty sure there's time, so it's like 46 minutes, I guess. It's hard to look at this. This is hard in the eyeballs. Why am I doing this? I'm not... My brain isn't all the way here anymore. Okay. So we can go down here. Oh gosh darn. No. Okay, that's interesting. So if I want to make my way down this shaft, I'm not sure if it's possible if you touch the wall, because you can only do an angle so, I don't know, vertical, I guess, before you actually hit the wall and die. So you're going to keep bouncing back and forth. It's interesting. I guess I got the doohickey already that was down there, so I'm probably just not gonna... I'm gonna try not to go down there. But yeah, it would be nice if the game would default to going to my checkpoint instead of forcing me to use the mouse every time, which I've been specifically not doing for all this time. Oh, I can make it up there. Whoa! All right. It's painful to hit the ceilings. I almost wonder you could Again, this is getting into like making the game less evil. But you could make it so you just bump against the ceilings instead of dying. It would definitely be less evil. Shoot. All right. Yeah, sometimes you have this intuition like I'm gonna have my momentum preserved. So like I want to do an angle different than what I should to kind of counteract my momentum, but you don't actually have that in this game, so sometimes your intuition can work against you. Alright, we gotta like try to land on the far edge of this and then go in the right angle. Oh gosh darn it. Oh come on. Okay. Is that just part of the environment here? It's not a thing I'm supposed to like pick up, is it? And that looks sort of similar to whatever this is. Why? Why did I die here? What the hell was that? I wonder, do you have collision on every single one of these steps? Instead of just like a straight line? I don't know what happened, but that was weird. Again, I'm doing this, gosh darn it. You know what? Come on, you can do it. No, this is a hard thing, just getting up on that in the right way. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I'm going down. Oh gosh. It's annoying when I want to... It's like, obviously this game has like a lot of frustration factor, but apart from all the goofiness, just the fact that when I want to go back here to choose a different spawn point, I have to kill myself and I have to like watch the giant explosion and listen to the sound again. It's something about this irritating. It's like I just want to go to the right spawn point. So it feels like it should be like going into a menu, like when you pause and then click on the thing and then you just appear here, but instead it's like I have to kill myself to do it, and it's something about that's irritating. It's like gets under your skin a little bit. Woo! Well, that wasn't the right angle, so I guess we try again. No, that wasn't it. I don't think I can actually get back up there now that I think about it. I'm guessing that's another tombstone. I can't like move the camera to see down there. Gosh darn it, this silly jump. No, you can do it. I knew it wasn't gonna work, but I didn't know how to. I didn't have any confidence in making an adjustment. Oh boy. The funny thing is, this isn't like a designed jump exactly. I mean, it basically is, but this checkpoint was put here by me. But then you don't like. This just drops off here, so it's not like there's a lot of room here that I could have put in a different place to make this jump easier. This is probably the best it could be. Okay, that was weird. I had to click a few times, and then I ended up rotating myself with the mouse button. Oh, here we go again. We made it back up this time. This is also not the right. Gosh darn. Sometimes I click on this and it doesn't. I guess it wants me to wait for a certain amount of time before I can respawn for some reason. Like why? It doesn't happen if I kill myself with a spacebar. Oh, there's spikes down there. Oh boy, yeah, I'm too tired to keep doing this. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. It is the kind of thing where it's like you're terribly curious about what comes next. Can I touch this thing? I guess I just bounce off. I don't know why this little object looks sort of like the symbol in that floaty thing up there. Gosh darn. Phew. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up so I don't torture myself any further trying to figure out what the next little doohickey is. But hopefully this was useful and entertaining. I guess, wait a minute. Yeah, it says I've been playing for 50 minutes. The video has been an hour and 15 minutes, so that's interesting. I don't know how that, I don't know where the extra 25 minutes came from. Oh, it's because the timer doesn't continue when I'm in a menu or have to click respawn or something like that. So yeah, if you managed to watch the whole thing, then hopefully you found it useful. There might be a couple nuggets of useful suggestions in there. If I was making this, I would probably make it less evil and try to make it more fun, but I don't know. This pausing it is very weird that you can only access this by pressing the kill yourself button, and these two, but particularly this. Like, why couldn't you just pause with the escape key and do that? It's very strange. So definitely some strange choices here. Controls are laid out a little bit not quite what I would like them to be. Maybe you don't actually need the control button for faster spinning. Maybe you can just safely neglect that. I managed to kind of sort of learn how to do that wall jump section with normal rotation speed, so I guess the ghost was a little cosmetic thing here. Anyways, yeah, so let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to make the game less evil, I could certainly suggest some ways. Give the player a little more control. Yeah, hopefully that was useful. Let me know if you have any questions. I think I said that already, and I'll see you in the next one.